very warm welcome to the brand new edition of Parliament This Week, your weekly roundup of all important developments in Parliament. I'm Kriti Mishra, and now let's begin the show. So the 80th All India Presiding Officers Conference will be held on November 25th and 26th, 2020. It will be held in Kevadia near Narmada Dam, close to the Statue of Unity in Gujarat.
इस सम्मेलन का विषय हमने सशक्त लोकतंत्र हेतु विधायिकी का, कार्यपालिका, न्यायपालिका का आदर्श समन्वय रखा है। और इस सम्मेलन के अंदर हम विभिन्न सत्र आयोजित करेंगे। उन सत्रों के अंदर पीठासीन अधिकारी अपने अपने विचार व्यक्त करेंगे, अनुभव साझा करेंगे और जिस जिस विधानसभा, विधान परिषद ने नवाचार किया है उनके अनुभवों को भी साझा करेंगे और किस तरीके से विधायिका, कार्यपालिका, न्यायपालिका तीनों संविधान के अंग परस्पर सहयोग, सामंजस्य और बेहतर सामंजस्य करके हम किस तरीके से लोकतंत्र को सशक्त और मजबूत बना सकते हैं, देश के आम जन को राहत देते हुए किस तरीके से नई भूमिका निभा सकते हैं। पहला सत्र 25 नवंबर से शुरू होगा। महामहिम राष्ट्रपति महोदय द्वारा इस सत्र का उद्घाटन होगा, क्योंकि महामहिम लोकसभा, राज्यसभा के हमारे मुखिया होते हैं और लोकतंत्र के अंदर एक संरक्षक की भूमिका उनकी रहती है। इसलिए महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी इस सम्मेलन का उद्घाटन करना हमारे लिए गौरवमयी है। माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी भी इस सम्मेलन में उपस्थित रहेंगे। वह भी हमारे लोकतंत्र का एक महत्वपूर्ण विधायी कार्य के राज्यसभा के सभापति भी हैं। इस नाते उनका भी मार्गदर्शन हमें मिलेगा। 25 तारीख को ही राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री जी उपस्थित रहेंगे और सभी राज्यों के पीठासीन अधिकारियों को हमने इसमें आमंत्रित किया है।
And moving on now, bypoll to the Rajya Sabha seat vacated following the death of veteran LJP leader Ram Vilas Paswan will be held on December 14th. He passed away on October 8th. His term was up to April 2nd, 2024. Bypoll to the Rajya Sabha seat in Bihar vacated following the death of veteran LJP leader Ram Vilas Paswan will be held on December 14th. According to the Election Commission, the notification for the bypoll will be issued on November 26th. The last date for nomination is 3rd December and the last date for withdrawal of nomination is 7 December. Polling and counting of votes will take place on December 14th. The tenure of the seat is till April 2024, but the seat fell vacant after the death of LJP founder Ram Vilas Paswan on October 8th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And BJP has announced K. Narayan as its candidate for the by-election to a Rajya Sabha seat from Karnataka. A bypoll for the seat will be held on 1st of December after it fell vacant after the demise of BJP member Ashok Gasti due to COVID-19.
BJP announced K. Narayan, a businessman, as its candidate for the by-election to a Rajya Sabha seat from Karnataka. Narayan is the editor of Tuluvere Kedigi magazine and is associated with various social and cultural activities involving the weavers community. Narayan filed his nomination on Wednesday. Counting of votes would be taken up immediately after the end of the polling on December 1st. The seat fell vacant due to the death of sitting member Ashok Gasti, who died on September 17th due to multi-organ failure after contracting COVID-19. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And moving on now, Vice President of India and Chairman of Rajya Sabha, M. Venkaiah Naidu, has said that any attack on freedom of the press is detrimental to national interests and should be opposed by one and all. He also said that democracy cannot survive without a free and fearless press.
On National Press Day, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said, any attack on the freedom of press is detrimental to national interests and should be opposed by one and all. He advised media to be fair, objective and accurate in its reporting while avoiding sensationalism.
The press in India has always been in the vanguard of protecting and strengthening the foundations of democracy. A robust, free and vibrant media is as important as an independent judiciary in consolidating democracy and strengthening constitutional rule of law.
He praised the print and electronic media journalists for turning into frontline warriors in the wake of COVID-19, while underscoring the importance of conveying the right information at the right time during the pandemic.
The print and electronic media journalists have turned into frontline warriors. During the course of news gathering, many journalists have unfortunately succumbed to COVID-19 infection, while thousands of others contracted the novel coronavirus. My deepest condolences to the families of the journalists who died of COVID-19 infection. When the country came to a standstill in the wake of lockdown, it was the TV channels which provided the latest updates on the pandemic front. And more importantly, both print and TV channels have played an invaluable role in informing, in educating the masses and creating awareness on the precautions to be taken to combat COVID-19. Conveying the right information at the right time is critical in such a situation. Right information at the right time.
Expressing concern over the layoff of media employees, the Vice President urged the media industry to adopt resilient business models and explore alternative ways for improving financial health. The Vice President described journalism as a pious mission. He praised the press for playing an outstanding role in empowering people and furthering national interest. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's take a look at the committees. So the Standing Committee on Water Resources has selected subjects for detailed examination and report during the year 2020-21. The Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Water Resources, River Development and Ganga Rejuvenation, and Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation are under the jurisdiction of this committee. The Standing Committee on Water Resources will examine subjects including conservation, development, management and abatement of pollution in River Ganga and its tributaries under Namami Gange program with reference to project deliverables and timelines and performance of state governments. Flood management including international water treaties in the field of water resource management, flood control with particular reference to treaty agreement entered with Nepal, China, Pakistan and Bhutan. Groundwater management, review of Upper Yamuna River cleaning project up to Delhi and riverbed management in Delhi. Review of functioning of North-East Water Management Authority, review of the mandate, plan of action and project activities under the authority. Conservation and abatement of pollution in River Kaveri and other major rivers in South India. And review of the role and working of water and power consultancy services, which is a public sector enterprise under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. After the reconstitution of parliamentary standing committees, Lok Sabha MP Dr. Sanjay Jaiswal has been appointed as chairman of the Committee on Water Resources. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV. And the Parliamentary Committee on Health and Family Welfare held its meeting on Tuesday. The panel heard from the Secretary, Department of Health Research on the ART Bill 2020. Here are the details.
The Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill 2020 was introduced in the Lok Sabha on September 14, 2020. It seeks to provide for the regulation of assisted reproductive technology services in the country. The bill provides that every assisted reproductive technology clinic and bank must be registered under the National Registry of Banks and Clinics of India. The National Registry will be established under the bill and act as a central database with details of all art clinics and banks in the country. The department-related Parliamentary Standing Committee on Health and Family Welfare has also selected the subjects for examination. These include implementation of Ayushman Bharat, mental health in contemporary times, medical devices regulation and control, affordability of cancer treatment and functioning of research councils under Ministry of Ayush. The Committee on Health and Family Welfare is governed by Rules 268 and 277 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Council of States. It is headed by Rajya Sabha MP Ram Gopal Yadav. Yadav virtually presented 4 reports of the committee to the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, M. Venkaiah Naidu, on Saturday. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
And the Joint Committee on Office of Profit held its meeting on Wednesday. The panel is headed by Lok Sabha MP Satyapal Singh. Take a look at this report.
The Joint Committee on Office of Profit considered the draft bill to amend the Constitution to define the expression Office of Profit. It also heard evidence from the representatives of the Ministry of Law and Justice. The committee, with 10 members, are elected from Lok Sabha and 5 from the Rajya Sabha, is constituted for the duration of the Lok Sabha. It examines the composition and character of the committees appointed by the centre and state governments. It recommends what officers disqualify anyone from being a member of either House of Parliament under Article 102 of the Constitution. Reports of the committee are presented to the Lok Sabha and tabled in the Rajya Sabha. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's all we had for you in this edition of Parliament this week. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV. Quad policy